Hey, welcome to the Board Game Network. Today's kind of a special day that we're going to do videos. We are going to actually show you all 5 Origin nominated family games for 2016. The nomination is going to be announced who the winner is in a couple of weeks. So we wanted to get this video out here and show you all 5. We've done unboxings for all of them, rules for all of them. So make sure you click on links to see how to play some of these games. We're just going to give you a brief overview today. I've got Isaiah here, and I've got Elijah, and then I'm James. And who better to talk about the family game category in the Origins nomination than the family? So that's why we have this panel today. Okay, we're just going to go down and give a brief overview of each one. We've got right here, we've got Me Want Cookies. And this is a very simple game and is really targeted at maybe 5, 6, 7-year-olds. You lay cards out, and they've got swirls and a path that you try to follow with your eyes. So you try to be the first person to find what the destination is with 3 cards in a row. So it's really a game of speed.
Skill.
Well, I wouldn't say it doesn't take any skill, but it's just a different kind of skill. It's not a thinking skill. It's an eyesight following skill. So that's Me Want Cookies. Codenames. This is actually the top rated game on Board Game Geek for the party game category. And it's put out by CGE, Czech Games Edition. And it is where you're spies and you're trying to find, it's essentially 2 teams. You've got 2 teams of people, so however many people you've got playing, they break up into 2 teams, and you're trying to get your team to pick their cards out before the other team picks their cards. They've got a 3x6 grid of cards on the table, and they all have words on them, and you're trying to give clues so that your team will know which cards are your cards before the other team picks all their cards out. So this one is more of a thinking game. It takes a lot of skill to think up some kind of clue that applies to multiple cards, so that your team can pick out multiple cards at a time instead of just one at a time. So you want to pick as many as you can all at once. Co-Mix is a storytelling game, and you are actually building a comic book is what you're doing. It's got a whole bunch of cards in there that just have pictures on them, and at the beginning you come up with a story, a title. Right, a title, and then you get dealt out cards, and you try to look through all those cards and build a story around that title. And then everybody tells their story, and whoever does the best job is the winner, is essentially what happens. Everybody grades everybody else, and then you do that 3 times or something to come up with who wins the game. That plays 3 to 10. That's about 30 minutes. All these are pretty quick play games. This one's probably the longest of the bunch, Dohdles. It's designed by Klaus Tuber, who did Settlers of Catan. And it's a clay game where you build objects in clay, and you try to guess other people's objects, what they are. And then you score based on if you guessed right. So that's this one. And then Fuse, you are bomb defusers. It's a cooperative game. That's the only one in the bunch that's cooperative. All the other ones are competitive. And you have a 10-minute timer going, and you try to defuse all the bomb cards by the time your timer runs out. So it's really a kind of a high suspense, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, let's work together, let's work together. You roll dice, and then you put those dice on the cards to try to defuse those cards, the bomb cards. And you're trying to work together to do that. So that's all of the 5 games. That's a brief overview. So let's just start from the beginning here. Tell me, Isaiah, what did you like or not like about Me Want Cookies?
I liked it because it was fun and competitive, and I really liked the way the cartoon characters are drawn on it.
Yeah,
the artwork.
They got very nice artwork for the monsters and stuff on there.
And I liked how it had a bunch of desserts in it. It looked delicious.
A bunch of desserts. What do you think, Elijah, about this game? Me Want Cookies.
It was an okay game. Really easy. You just have to follow the line. And if you would just go really fast, you just might mess up.
Okay, so my question is, when we play Friday night games at the house, are you going to suggest that we play Me Want Cookies?
Probably not.
Why not?
Because it's just too simple of a game, and I'm a more advanced board game player.
Yeah, not too much strategy to it. It's just a very quick 10-minute game. It actually would be a good game for a babysitter. When you're babysitting kids, or a parent that's taking care of some kids and wants to, or a birthday party or something like that with that age range. Once you get out of the age range of, say, 5 to 8 years old, I don't think that, would you suggest we get this out and play it? I mean, you said good things about it. You like the pictures. I like the pictures. Or when we play Friday night games, are you going to say, hey, let's play Me Want Cookies with the family?
It just depends on the mood.
Depends on your mood. Okay. Let's talk about Codenames. Okay, so I've kind of put my opinion in there too on Me Want Cookies. I think it is really good for that younger age, but I think once you get out of that age, you're not going to find people that want to play it very much. Okay, it's one of those games that I think it's like Monopoly. Monopoly took, I don't know, 15 minutes to design. Somebody went to the bathroom and decided, hey, let's put some spaces around a board, let's roll some dice, and then whatever you land on, that's what happens. Well, I don't know. It seems to me like somebody spent 15 minutes coming up with the idea, and it's an okay idea. It's a good idea, but it's just not highly developed, and it's not going to hold you for a long period of time. You're going to play it once or twice and say, actually, I think, is this the game that we played that we got done playing and you guys said, well, that was fun. Let's play Fuse again.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh. Played it one time. Yeah, that was fun. Let's play Fuse again. Codenames. Codenames. What do you like about Codenames or dislike about Codenames there, Isaiah?
Well, I like it because it's a fun game because it's competitive, and you never know you have to figure out what clues to give more card, for them to guess the cards. Because, you have to have, a really good clue. Otherwise, you might say a clue, and they might guess the wrong thing.
Yeah, just looking at the back here, here's some words on the back. Cat, code, dog, turkey, honey, helicopter, fire. But there's so many words that can be used as a verb and as a noun. Dog, you think, well, dog, there's only one thing that's a dog. Well, no, we use dog as a verb too, right? You dogging on somebody or something. So turkey can mean an animal, but it also can mean a junk car or something. So you have to think outside the box instead of just the superficial meaning of the word to try to link cards together. So what about you, Elijah?
I would have to say that it is someone actually took their time to design it, and you sometimes you can get multiple clues or one clue for multiple cards, and sometimes you have to do one clue for one card so they won't accidentally get the black
Spy
the
or
spy.
yeah.
But I really like it. It's really fun to play.
It's really a thinking person's game, much more than just you have to, what I like is that it's almost like a crossword puzzle. Somebody gives you a clue and then you have to try to think of the answer. Well, you've got your teammate telling you clues. One of your team is giving all the clues, and they tell you something and you're trying to figure out what the answers are, and there's multiple answers to the clue. Okay, well, that's place. Okay, well, here's dog, turkey, cat. If somebody gives you a place, well, which one of those is a place? Well, turkey is a place. It doesn't have to be an animal. It can be a country, right? Okay. So I very much like Codenames. It's a quick game, 15 minutes. But it vibes with me, the thinking aspect of it's fun if you're giving clues, trying to think of a clue that fits multiple cards, or if you're on the other end of the other side of the table where you're taking the clues and you're trying to figure out which cards match the clues and try to get into the head of the person giving the clues to get into his thinking. Very much like Hanabi, where Hanabi you are giving clues to the other players, and they are trying to figure out what you mean by the clues you're giving. So this one kind of works that same way. So that's Codenames. Comics, or comics. I think you're supposed to say comics. I'm not sure. So comics, what do you like or dislike about comics there, Isaiah?
I think comics is very entertaining. You can choose however storyline you want it to be. And it's just an overall fun game, and it has a bunch of different ages that can play it. So it has
even a very young person can make up a story, right?
Yeah.
But an adult can make up a story too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it plays across the age range. Codenames is going to be kind of challenging for somebody who's very young, even though it says, what's it say? It says 14 plus. Well, 14 plus would be a good age range, but if you tried playing it with an 8-year-old or something, you're going to have to gear your clues towards that 8-year-old. Comics could play just a huge range. This says 8 and up for comics. So you can play it with the young kids, you can play it with teenagers or adults. So Elijah, what is your feedback on comics?
I really like that there's approximately like 1,000 cards in it and both sides, so you will never have the exact same story twice, most likely, unless you really play it that much. And it's very well put together. I personally just like it. It's a fun game, and it's pretty short, like 30 minutes.
Yep. Okay, I like comics also, but it really, I don't know, some people may vibe with it and some people may not. It depends on whether they're creative thinkers and can come up with a story that matches a bunch of pictures that are handed to you. because you're trying to build your story around the title that was created at the beginning. I think most people can do this, but some people may just be more outgoing type people, or be able to build a story and actually tell the story creatively versus, oh, the guy went down the street and he went into a house. You know, if you tell it with creativity, then the story really comes to life. So there we got comics. Dohdles. What do you think of Dohdles there, Isaiah?
I don't like it.
You don't like
I
it?
don't.
You didn't like it at all?
No.
Okay.
You really have to have creativity, but yet you can't make it too detailed, otherwise they're going to guess it right off the bat. But yet I feel it's very hard for me because they don't look like what they're supposed to look like. And they're hard for me.
You mean when you're guessing somebody else's?
Yes.
Oh, or you mean when you're making your own?
When you're guessing other people's.
When you're guessing other people's, it's hard to guess what they are. Yeah. And that's why you're being able to ask questions and ask letters of the word. Give me the first letter of your word. Give me the third letter, whatever. Yeah. Okay. What do you think of Dohdles there, Elijah?
It's a pretty good game. It's kind of challenging because it really just depends on how if the person is good at putting something together, or if he's kind of sloppy and just throws it together and makes it very bland. And even if it's really good, like, you could say a dumbbell could also look like, I don't know, just...
It can look like a bunch of things.
Yeah,
I mean,
you never really know until...
That's why you ask the questions.
Letters, and you're like, oh, it's a dumbbell.
Right, right. I have another game here created by the same guy, Klaus Teuber, called Barbarossa. This was the Spiel de Jour game from 1988. So, what's that, 25 years ago, 30, 90, 10, almost 30 years ago. Actually won the Spiel de Jour. This is designed by Klaus Teuber. It's put out by Cosmos. It's a clay game where you create riddles, which, you know, I'm in the United States, and to me a riddle is what is black and white and red all over. That's a riddle. I don't know Dohdles is made up of dough plus riddles. I don't know, and both of these refer to riddles. How making a tree is a riddle, I'm not sure. It's an object to me. Maybe over in England or something, that's a riddle. It's not really a riddle to me. But anyway, both of these games talk about riddles sculpted and modeling dough. You're not supposed to make either too easy or too difficult. They both tell you that. They both have a picture in the rule book showing you examples of good ones and bad ones, and maybe we'll throw a scan up there of both rule books. Both of them you can ask questions of. In Dohdles, your possible answers are yes, no, maybe, and cannot be answered clearly. For Barbarossa, your possible answers are yes, no, possible, and question not appropriate. You can both ask for letters of a letter from the word. So give me the first letter, give me the third letter. Both of them, the guesser and the guessee, earn points. So they both advance on the playboard based on how far into the game you are. They work differently in this case, but you don't want yours to be guessed early, and you don't want it to be guessed late. You want it to be guessed in the middle of the game. Both designed, put out by the same company.
Boy, howdy, it sounds like the same game.
The board looks different. I would say Barbarossa is a little bit more complex. You know, the main difference, here's, you know what? Here is, this kind of tells it all, doesn't it? Right there. Here's the main difference between the two in my mind. The clay in this one is hard. That's the main difference. So, guess what? I'm going to announce right now Klaus Teuber is going to release a game next year called Squatters of New York City. Has nothing to do with Settlers of Catan. There's going to be glass and metal and, you know, something that you have to get and then build some skyscrapers. Just ignore that it looks a little bit like Settlers of Catan. So, that's what I think of Dohdles. Dohdles is an okay game. I never really, I mean, I played it a few times and it's okay. I mean, it's like Pictionary, but you're creating stuff out of clay. Okay? So, that's Dohdles. Now let's go on and talk about Fuse. What do you think of Fuse, Isaiah?
Fuse, I think it's cool that it's a team-based game, and it's very hard to get like all the bomb cards done in 10 minutes. Sometimes you have like 3 cards left, and you're like, oh, we were so close. And I feel like it's very entertaining and fun for me.
It's if it's easy, it's not fun, right? No, it's not. It's not. I mean, it's hard to get through it. And we play on the introductory level, right?
Yeah.
The easiest one, and it's still hard, right?
Yeah.
So, but if you win all the time, it's not easy. It's not fun anymore. No. It has to be hard to make it fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of Fuse there, Elijah?
I am really glad that it's 10 minutes. If it was any more, it wouldn't be as fun. Like, say, if it was 15 minutes. It would be very easy to get all the cards done. But yes, you may have a stack left, but it just depends how fast how professional or how sloppy you are. If you grab out 5 dice, you're like, oh, I'll have to redo it. But if you are really trying to do it professionally, you'll actually grab out 4 dice and get it. It's very fun. I really like it. It takes yes, you're just rolling a dice and picking whichever dice you want out. It may not be that hard of actual game playing, but you have to work quickly, work together, and it's just very fun.
Okay. I would echo both of these guys on this game, Fuse. Being a cooperative and having to work together and having to do it fast, not being able to stand around and go, well, if you take this one, I'll take that one, and you take this one, well, what about this one and this one? And trying to come up with the perfect answer. You just need a fast answer that works.
Just be like, I can take this one.
And go on to the next one, the next die. And what's great is all the cards have different ways of fulfilling, defusing that bomb card. So you have to keep thinking, well, this one needs colors, this one needs numbers, this one stacks, this one
just goes to crossed.
You know, has a pyramid shape. This one, this die plus this die has to equal 7. I mean, you're constantly having to, stretch your mind. And you've got a card here, you've completed one, so you've put that one in. Which next one do you take? You don't get time to sit there and think. you have to grab one, but you want one that works with your other cards, so you're not trying to get the same numbers or the same colors on both cards. It would be good if it worked well with the other people in the game. There's just so much, brain stretching that goes on, and you're forced to just do it fast.
Yeah, like when I first played this game, I didn't know it was more professional, and I was just trying to be rolling the dice practically everywhere. And on stacking one, I rolled the dice, knocked over my dice, so that really didn't help because I had to put them back in the bag, and I was like, oh, maybe I should actually care where I roll my dice now.
Yeah. So what we did was we went through and scored at all 5 of these games, all 3 of us. And then I've totaled those scores up, and so we're going to actually predict which one is going to win the Origin Award for the family game category, or if they don't come to the same conclusion we did, then they're wrong, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Or maybe we'll just hopefully the panel that votes will watch this video, and so they can know how to vote, right? So we have 3 sheets here, and one of these sheets has Me Want Cookies in 5th place, Dohdles in 4th, Codenames in 3rd, Codenames in 2nd, and Fuse is number 1. Here's another one that has Dohdles in 5th, Me Want Cookies in 4th, Codenames in 3rd, Fuse in 2nd, Codenames in 1st, and the third one is Me Want Cookies in 5th, Dohdles in 4th, Codenames in 3rd, Codenames in 2nd, and Fuse in 1st. So if I take all of those, put them in order, and total them up, out of all 3 of them, we have Me Want Cookies in 5th place. Two of us picked Me Want Cookies as 5th. One picked it as 4th place. Dohdles, so that's 14 points if you add it up. Dohdles, 2 of us picked 4th place. One picked 5th for Dohdles. That's pretty consistent between those 2. Those 2 are the bottom 2 of the 5 for all 3 of us. So that's 13 points. So one came in at 14, one came in at 13. Okay, going up from there, we had Codenames in 3rd for 2 of us and 1st for 1. So if we add that up, that's 7 points. And then Codenames, 2 of us picked it for 2nd place and 1 for 3rd place. So that adds up to 7. So that actually tied between Codenames and Codenames, which I can see very much. And then Fuse, 1 of us picked it for 2nd, and 2 of us picked it for 1st. So that's 4 points. So I would say the clear winner here is Fuse. This one, every time, actually both of these, Codenames and Fuse, both times I taught this to groups of people, instead of them saying at the end of 10 minutes or 15 minutes or however long the game took on this one and 10 minutes for this one, once the game was over, they didn't even say, hey, do you want to play something else? Do you want to play this again? They just set up a new game and started over and did it multiple times, over and over and over, both of these games. So that is the Board Game Network's take on the Origins Awards for 2016, the family game category, these 5 here. Hope you enjoyed this. We are planning on doing one also for card games, and if we can get to it, the board game category. That one's a little bit more challenging to have learned all the games and have multiple people learn the games so that they can give their opinions of them. Put your comments down below on where we were right and where we were wrong and what you liked about this video. I hope you tune in for all of our unboxings, our rules videos, and especially our awards videos. I make an effort to tell you about the Origin Awards, the Spiel de Jour Award, and the Mensa Awards each year, because those are the games that the industry is saying are the best games that are coming out this year or the last couple of years. So I want to make sure you see them so that you can watch the videos and make good decisions on which ones to buy and if they'll fit for your family or your gaming group. So tune in every week for more videos here at the Board Game Network.